Hey, everybody. This is Drive Facebook Live. Um, I am Tony Whistler. I will be hosting the show today. Bob wasn't able to make it today, so it's just me running solo, but Bob Spitz is usually our host, but he wasn't able to make it. But our guest today is Jose Briones, and he is with Ace. I'm going to let him introduce himself, tell you guys a little bit about himself, his shops. He has two, and where they're at and how it's been going. So fire away, Jose.
Hey guys, happy Friday. It's truly a pleasure to be on here. Shout out to the whole Drive family. It's such a pleasure to be on here. So, like they mentioned, my name is Jose Briones, and I get the privilege of being the owner of Ace Total Car Care. We are a shop here in the Tampa Bay area in good old Florida. As you could tell by the color of my cheeks, it is starting to warm up. And so all that means is that wrenches are turning and the heat is starting. So we're happy to be here. A little bit about our story is we started back in 2016 in our little garage. So we are family owned and operated, literally. So mom and dad and all my sister brothers, um, even my wife is already in the business. We're super happy for it. But we have seen tremendous growth over the years. It all started with just a little dream. So my dad has a background in being in the mechanical world. He started off in GM back in the early 90s, and he had a dream. And so they had given him the opportunity to start that journey. And one night during dinner, they mentioned, hey, we would love to start a business, but we need a certain amount of money. And I took it upon myself to sell my mom's SUV without her knowing. And at the time, I was only 17 years old, and it was great. I sold it. I remember to this day. We still joke about it every Christmas. We walk into the house, and I asked my mom, "Hey, mom, how was your day?" She's like, "Great." I said, "Hey, quick question. I need the title of your car." She goes, "For what? The car's paid off." I said, "Exactly. It's been bought." And so, and yeah, literally, we sold it. And with that money, we were able to start Ace. And so at the time, it was only one bay, it was everything. So um,
And
we
where
started off.
was that?
This was in Valrico. So we have two locations, as we mentioned earlier. One is in Valrico, which is right about southeast Tampa, and the other one is in Tampa itself, so closer to the bay.
Mm.
And it was such a great journey. We started off there, and we still have pictures that we reminisce on. And it was dad and mom running the front and the back and running all the tech positions. And at the time, we were very small, so we're probably only turning out, I don't know, maybe 2 3 cars a day.
Mm.
And little by little, God's faithfulness, we started to grow. And up to last year, I believe 2021 was really the big boom for us. We acquired two more bays, and then a couple months later, a couple more, and then we expanded to the front. And we quickly realized, holy smokes, we're in trouble. We have a lot of cars and not enough room. So we did a lot of surveying, and with the help of our coach Dan, he was wonderful. He advised us and said, "Hey, maybe time to move or get a bigger facility." And so we took the approach to just expand out about 11 and a half miles on the outskirts of the city where our current location, which is Barrico, was at. And it's been great. It's been really great. And I think overall, we experienced the challenges of growth, which are great. But at the same time, it's been really encouraging to see that good quality service and having our frontmost focused on being a customer first company truly
Hmm.
does work. And so we're excited. We're happy.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, man.
One question I had. So was the original plan to simply relocate and then you chose to just hold on to the other location, or how did that go?
So initially the plan was just to expand out. So we have had a dream of, we truly believe that like every community should have a trusted mechanic, whether that's Ace or a shop that's watching us today. I truly believe that such good shop culture and a good repair shop should be in every community. And so we decided to say, hey, instead of just buying out a bigger building and essentially just um, being dominant in one market, why not expand out and make it more convenient for our customers that are usually traveling about 30 to 45 minutes to see us? And so we wanted to make it a little bit more convenient. So that's the reason why we made it. We expanded out to that second location.
That's great, but that provides a whole other challenge, which is manning that space up. Like, so what was your recruitment
Oh yeah.
like on that when you made that choice to actually build a whole other team?
For sure. So we were very intentional because for us is the shop culture is everything. And so we didn't want to just bring top talent. We wanted to bring talent that we knew that truly believed into the goal and mission of our company. And so we started putting out as we went to our local universities and trade schools and started just getting mechanics. And also
Hmm.
just um, in our facility over in Barrico, we have about 5 bays over there and we were stacked with techs. And so what we did is we essentially divided the team. We sent two of our guys over to Tampa, and we hired an advisor, and it's that's how we've been operating as of now. So we made it so that my dad is not part of a central role, so he essentially bounces back from both locations, and is. We created a team where it's like we call it the central diagnostic team. So they handle all of the more complex diagnostics so it doesn't slow down the guys. And that works. So it gives them the opportunity to stay busy, but also the level of work doesn't go down.
Right. So that when you had the first shop, you said you had 5 bays in the
We
first
have five
location,
days. Yep.
and how many
Yes.
techs did you have when you got the new place?
We ended up acquiring two more techs.
But and you had how many at the old place? I'm just kind of curious. You had how many
So at the time,
at the time? Yeah, when
yeah.
you were.
So at the time we had five, and so we downsized Valrico
Hmm.
to build a Tampa team, and then over the course of the next couple of months after that, we ended up acquiring more guys, and then relocating them back into Valrico as volume started to grow up again.
Right. Because we like to think that ideally, if you can make it work, to have one tech for two bays for one tech. If you have a really good master tech, they can bounce between the two bays and you can keep them cranking out a lot of
Yeah,
efficient build hours, right? So you didn't have those two bays for each tech. You had one tech for each bay in the original space.
yeah, yeah. We had one tech in each bay, so
Right.
we were using it. So we, when you think about A techs, we had three A techs, and then the rest were like B minus C techs, Loop techs, and that's how we were able to manage it.
Very cool. So when did you start with Drive?
We started in Drive back in 2021.
Very good. So that was right after the lockdown, and you
Yep,
guys made it through the lockdown. What now? You were
we
in
did.
Florida, so there wasn't much. I'm going to go out on a limb and say there wasn't much of a lockdown in Florida.
Yeah, no, not in Florida. It was awesome, pretty awesome actually. We actually did, our business did not slow down one bit.
Hmm.
Um, and we're really happy for our governor and all the things that he did on that. Um, really cool story. It's really cool to see how like Drive has come full circle. So we when my parents, we used to have another shop a few years back, and back then they were part of what's called management success,
Hmm.
and so um, that's really how we ended up finding about Drive. Is they said, "Hey, we know this company. This company's great. It's given us results in the past." And so a buddy of theirs referred us back to Drive because we didn't know that you guys had rebranded, and
Right.
we hit the throttle. We said, "Hey, we believe in the program and we believe in the system. Let's do it."
That's awesome. And that happens very often with clients. They'll go on the program and then they'll get really good. They'll get in a good place, and then their shop will continue to do well. And then at some point they kind of realize I kind of miss those guys. I
Yeah,
miss having that person I can talk to, and and that consultant. And oh yeah, those workshops are really good too. And of course, then you start thinking and you go, let's come back around. We have a lot of clients that do it that way. I'm glad to see you guys came back. Um, I started with Drive when it was Management Success, and then it rebranded after I'd started. But yeah, I love this place too, and I'm glad you guys are back. Now, what stage do you think the first location was in when you decided to pull the trigger and get the second location? Like, do you feel like you were fully in stage 4, or were you in stage 3, or where were you guys at?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we were actually we kind of took a risk on this one. We were more on stage three than we were on stage four.
Hmm.
But we really came up into a really good opportunity where there was a location, a property that was available at a really good location. And so we said, let's do it. And so we measured it, we got guidance and everything, and so we checked out good. But in terms of the stages, we did take a risk on that. We were more in stage three than we were in stage
Hmm.
four, and we kind of grew into four. But right now, we're really operating where I'm not having to be at the shop as much anymore. We have our guys running and our management, and it's been great. So
That is awesome. Yeah, it's a little bit challenging if you're in a lower stage when you try to pull the trigger on another location, but it looks like you guys did a great job and you were close enough that it wasn't too troublesome. For anybody that doesn't know, stage 3 is when basically the owner is being the general manager, but he has technicians and service advisors running the day-to-day production, and he's general managing. And stage 4 is when the owner is essentially not even being a general manager anymore. He's only having to be the owner. And that's basically what the definitions of stage 3 and stage 4 are. And when you're in stage 3 and you're close to stage 4, it's not a bad time to, if you got a good opportunity, to go ahead and shoot. But we like to think of it ideally, you'd wait till you're in stage 4, because one of the one of the ways a shop, a shop is in stage 4, is if you can just duplicate it. Like you got it perfectly dialed in, and you go, I can do this over here, and you go, bing, and you do it again. So, but it's good, and so you consider that both shops are essentially in stage 4 now.
yes, yes,
That's
and
awesome.
our goal is to keep growing sustainably. Of course, we don't want to outgrow our quality, and so in our plans and our vision as to where we would like to take our company is to continue really growing.
That's awesome. And then is that with just multiple shops, like another location that way?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yep.
awesome. That's very cool. And I want to just say, Deanna Yuri, one of our great clients, who also happens to be one of my instructors, and she instructs some of my workshops for me. She's great, but she's been with us a good long time, and she's absolutely in a stage 4 with her shop, and she's watching, um, and also it's her birthday, so let's wish her a birthday, her
Happy
a happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
I think I had her doing workshops for me yesterday. Um, but anyway, yeah. So I'm glad that she's watching. Now I have another question for you.
Sure.
Um, you've been to 2 of our expos, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And then there's a very good possibility that you'll be at the one coming up in Dallas. Can you tell me a little bit about, as a client, what your experiences with the expo have been, and what they've done to improve the condition of your shop? Because I feel like the expos are usually pretty powerful in that regard, but hearing it from the client is always great.
Yeah, for sure. That's such a great question. So, um, at the very beginning, I really thought that the expo was going to be just another automotive trade show, really, with a few classes. And so that was my expectation walking in. Little did I know that I was going to be able to find awesome connections, great people. We being able to have great friends out of that. And it really does become a family, like a family environment. It's like, hey, welcome home, and it was really cool. For me personally, I feel every time that I come from an expo, I come back recharged, ready, with new ideas. I get the chance to hear from other shop owners that are more tenured and that have been through the woods for more years than I have, and just get to ask them really like free wisdom, and get to learn from them. And so it's honestly, it's something that I find myself every year saying, will I go? Maybe should I not go? And I end up saying, this is the best thing that I could have done this year. I'm glad that I came back. I'm going to go back next year. And so this one for
Right.
Dallas, I'm definitely excited for it. But yeah, it does a lot for me. And last year I was able to bring one of our teammates, one of our managers actually. He came back super fired up. He goes, "Man, this is awesome. I didn't think we were going to get so much information, but I'm happy that I did."
That's great. I'm so glad to hear that. And then, and I think you're right. A lot of our clients will be in a situation where they go, I don't know if I can make it this year, but then they remember what they had done, what it was like for them before. The other thing I enjoy about the expo is being an independent shop owner, in some ways it could be any business. Being a business owner can sometimes be a fairly lonely affair because you don't mix with the people who are in the same industry as you. You don't really want to go 2 blocks down the street and meet a guy running a general repair shop who's competing with you, right? So you don't really get to know those people. But the thing that we've learned over years is that those people they may be your competitors to some degree, but not really, because there's plenty of people out there that need their car fixed. And when you're part of the Drive family and you go to the expo, you just meet a ton of people who are
Yeah.
doing the same thing that you're doing. They have the same ideas that you have because they're in that industry. They come from the auto, like if you're a mechanic, you meet another guy who was a mechanic. And so there's so much rapport that is naturally built. And when you're at the expo, these people aren't your competitors. They become friends. And I
Yes.
know a lot of clients who have made friends with other shops at the expo that they have for life. They're like friends for life now. And what
Yeah.
about that experience?
No, it's been great. Um, we have been able to make so many friends just from different shops. We have even to this day, I had some of the guys actually came down and did like a random shop audit on my shop, and it was really cool. It was really cool. So I'm happy to get the opportunity to meet other shop owners, and if the opportunity comes up, I'd love to come visit your shop and just give you some feedback, and you can come to ours and give us some feedback. I truly believe that we're better together, and so just being able to be in a place where it's just not a competitor, not a competition, it's just more like, hey, let's grow one another. What's working for you? What's not? Let's figure this out. It's just so encouraging.
Right. But who was it that came out to your shop? Just out of curiosity. I will do a shout out to them if they're watching.
Yeah. So it was actually Rob from a shop over in Indiana,
Hmm.
um,
Very
and
good.
he came out, and it was awesome. It was
So it's
truly awesome.
shout out to Rob. Very good. Very nice. And then can I ask you, what is your certification level right now? I didn't get a chance to check that out before the show started. So your certification level is what? Do you, are you efficient or professional, master?
Yeah. So I'm right now we're in our professional certification.
Good, good. Now you have that already. You got that at the last expo, or you're going for it for this one.
No, I'm going for this one. The goal
Okay,
is
good.
masters. So
So you're gonna let me just be clear. You're going for the professional this expo so that you can go for the masters the next expo, or you're already professional now because you were breaking up a little bit there.
no, I'm going for the professional this expo.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. I'm glad to hear that. That's always great. And then the next move is the big milestone, which you'll go for masters, and that'll be when your shop goes into full stage 4. So that'll be great.
Yeah.
Now I work in the instruction area of Drive. I'm the one who handles all the workshops, so we cannot call it a day without having a little bit of a conversation about the training. You have done a service advisor sales workshop, right? You did that
Yes.
workshop, and you've also done the essentials of shop management, correct? And I think you did that essentials of shop management with me when I was instructing it. Do you have anything to say to anybody out there who is not that familiar with our workshops? Anything that you could have that you took away or that helped you in any way?
Absolutely. I really do feel that there is such a value in being able to take these workshops. I have a background in sales. I was actually in corporate banking for many years prior to coming over to the shop.
Hmm.
And I learned so much from the Essentials of Service Advisor um, and shop management it completely blew me away because one thing is to know how to sell, and the other thing is to learn how to solve a problem for a customer. And so, you did such a wonderful job at breaking that down, making it practical. Because I think too often we hear about theory, and not so much about how does it look like in our day to day with the phone ringing and customers coming in and two guys asking us, "Hey, where's my work order?" And so, I love how you made it really, really, really practical.
Oh, thank
So
you.
I would encourage anyone. I would encourage anyone that has the opportunity, that has taken it or that has not taken it, keep refining yourself. Keep taking these workshops because believe it or not, you will take something new every time, regardless of however many times you ended up taking it already. So I highly
Exactly.
encourage the workshops.
Yeah, it's funny because we always say that sometimes when a client is first on the program and they may have some real fires they got to put out, they'll do something like Essentials of Shop Management, and their attention is so focused on whatever is the problem is that when they find the information that they need to solve that problem, they won't remember anything else. They'll just remember that
Yeah,
one thing to go, okay, I need to get, and they go utilize it, and they go, what a great workshop, and then they go, well, you should maybe redo it, and you can redo workshops here, and they do it again, and they go, that part wasn't in there, and I'm like going, yeah, it was, it was, and so because the person has changed, and so then they take away all new things, but of course, we do have about 24 master workshops and we have hundreds of action workshops. So there's plenty of, you don't always have to do the same workshop over again. There's plenty of workshops
right.
that can be done. And we have a lot of them. And I'm glad that you've utilized that training. Tell us a little bit about your consultant, a little more, because Dan's a great guy, and consulting is a very it's a very rewarding job, and I love to hear from the clients on their relationship with their consultant. How is that?
Yeah, Dan is wonderful. And I'm not just saying it to say it in front of everyone here and truly honor him, but Dan has been such a blessing to our shop. I mean, just from the wisdom and the practical support that he's been able to give us, whenever I have an issue, regardless if it's on schedule or not, I can give him a call, shoot him a text, and say, hey, man, I am in this predicament. What do you think I should do? Or here's what I think. And I love it because he has this quote, and I'll quote him again. He goes, hey, what's going on? And then I would tell him, and I'm freaking out, and he's always so calm. And then he always follows up with, okay, you know me, I'm not biased, but here's what I think. And so he always gives me just unbiased wisdom and always gives us like the direction. He goes, hey, let's bring it back. Let's do this. Let's really peel back the layers of the onion. And he always helps us get out of the hole. So thank you, Dan. Shout out. I appreciate you. I honor you. I consider you such a great friend, and I look forward to just keep you in your shop, and hopefully you never have to retire.
Well, there you go. Great. And of course, if you come to the expo, you'll get to see them there. So, okay,
Yes.
good. Anything else? Oh, I did want to ask this. I know we got a pretty good storm front coming through the east right now. It hit me pretty hard in Georgia yesterday, and I know it's hitting Florida. What's the weather like in Florida?
Right now, where I am, over in Tampa, it's clear, sunny skies. But I do know that my family, my friends up in North Florida, really did get hit this morning with a tornado and really tough winds. So my heart goes out to them, and we're going to do everything possible to help out and get them back on their feet. But to where we're at, we're doing okay. It's just hot, as you can tell. My cheeks are a little red, but it's all good, all
Beach
good.
weather. Yeah. And I just want to also remind everybody that's another thing that I'm really proud of about Drive. When we're such a community that crosses every state, we're in Canada, we're in America, we're even over in the Middle East. You know, when we see that something's happening, we will rally around and we will try to help people. We've had shops that have had those kind of things happen where a tornado hits their shop or something, and then everybody in the community gets together. We've had, shop owners go, yeah, I'm in a stage 4. I can leave my shop for a little while. Let's go out and help this guy. They'll fly to like whatever state, another state, 2, 3 states over, and help them get their shop back together or whatever's happening with this, whatever the unfortunate disaster is. So obviously, if you're in Florida and you took a hit, let us know, because obviously we have clients all over Florida. We can help out if you need it. I don't know how damaging it was, but I just heard that there was a tornado warning. I didn't hear. I haven't heard about how bad it was, but just know that we're there for you guys. Okay, very good. So, anything else you want to add?
No, that's it. I appreciate the opportunity to be on here. If anyone has any questions and would like to do like a one-off, let me know. I'm all available. I'd love to just chat with you. It doesn't have to be formal. Just to say hi. I'd love to get to meet more people. And I personally don't know that I know everything. I am always looking for to find ways to grow myself, and I really do have a passion for just getting to know people. So if anyone is interested, we can put some of my information on the screen or on the chat, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you guys.
Awesome. Really appreciate that, buddy. Now, I just want to tell you guys about next week. Next week, we're going to have Cassie, one of our master consultants. She's going to be talking about the workshop that she's going to be delivering at the expo called negotiating with insurance companies. She absolutely is one of our collision specialists, and of course the expo is connected up with Rec Week, so she's going to talk a little bit about this workshop, and of course that leads me right into the fact that we do have an expo coming up. It's the 19th of June to the 22nd, and that's gonna you want to come. I'm sure that Jose is going to be there. So anyway, I guess that's all I've got. That's all I've got. So
Awesome.
it's another Drive Facebook Live in the book. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you, Jose. Really
Thank you.
appreciate you. Really appreciate you being here, my friend. And we'll see you guys at the expo. Okay, bye.
All right. Thank you guys. Take care.